So Solomon says here, I want to give you a few points in this whole area of adultery and avoiding that. Number one, Solomon says, don't listen. Don't listen. Right? He says, don't listen. The words of her mouth are sweet like a honeycomb. They're smooth like oil. Don't listen, don't listen, don't listen, don't listen. Don't listen to him when he says, hey, honey. That ain't sweet. You think it's sweet. Don't listen when she says, hey, honey. It's not sweet. Don't listen. Number two, don't look. Job says, I've made a covenant with my eyes. Why should I think upon a maid? Now, I know that's difficult these days. It's difficult because it's everywhere. But brother, sister, you need to do whatever you got to do. If that means you take your TV and put it in the dumpster, if that means you don't give yourself access to the internet, whatever you've got to do, don't look. Now, I know what the world tells you. Now, there's a difference between the menu and something being brought on the plate. That's not what Jesus says. I know we live in a day and an age where people want to kick the tires, and take the car for a test drive, but they don't want to be committed to the monthly payments, right, and follow through and pay for insurance and take care of it and do the maintenance and all the rest. They don't want that. I know they think that it's outdated. It is not. It is up to date. We're talking about eternal truth. This is eternal truth. Don't look. Because looking leads to lusting. Jesus says in Matthew, I know you've heard that it's been said, thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you, that if a man looks upon a woman, and it's implied the other way around too, if you look upon and lust in your heart, this is what Jesus says, you've already committed adultery in your heart. Ruh-roh raggy. That just eliminates a multi-billion-dollar industry that is thriving in this nation. And it is epidemic in the church, and that is pornography. And there are preachers and teachers and Sunday school teachers, and you would be shocked at how many are trapped by it. And they think, well, I'm not doing anything. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So don't listen. Don't look. Don't lust. Joseph would tell you also, don't linger. Now, I say this all the time, and people they just brush me. I don't know why. They just look at me. Mike Pence said this several years back, and he was lambasted in the news because he made this comment. And I'm not promoting him politically or anything, but he made this comment that he's got a rule in his life that he's never alone with a female other than his spouse, his wife. And people just thought, what an idiot, what a moron, what a goofy individual. I'm sitting there thinking, well, I guess that makes me one too. People are like, oh, come on, Gordon. I'm an adult. I can be alone with somebody of the opposite sex. I'm an adult. I got this. Okay, you got it. And maybe you do. But I'll be here to counsel you with God's grace and God's truth when you say, why did I not listen to my instructors? Why did I not do what I was told? Joseph didn't do anything that was out of line. He was just doing what he was supposed to do, going into Potiphar's house. But one day he walked in there and something was different. And I don't know if he realized it or didn't realize it. I'm not going to go there because the scripture doesn't go there. But he walked in the room, and the only person in the house was himself and Mrs. Potiphar. When you find yourself in that situation, don't linger. Get out. Get out. You say, well, Gordon, are you afraid of yourself? Nope, I'm not. I'm afraid of accusation. You say, well, Gordon, that's dumb, that's foolish. No, it isn't. You know what the Bible calls Satan in Revelation chapter 12? The accuser of the brethren. Why would the enemy use accusation if it wasn't powerful? And we live in a day and an age where all you have to be is accused. The truth will come out 2 or 3 years later in the media, but they're going to beat the lie for about 1.5 years, and everybody's going to believe it. And then when the truth comes out, it's old news and nobody cares. You are already what they say you were. And then there's the whole Me Too thing that comes along after it. And this happens on both sides. Don't listen. Don't look. Don't lust. Don't linger. Don't lounge. Samson would tell you that. After laying in the lap of Delilah, playing games with serious life stuff. Playing games with it until his hair was cut and the strength was gone. David would tell you, don't leave. Don't leave your responsibility. Don't leave your post. Because in the time when kings went out to war, he stayed home and ended up on the top of the palace, not able to sleep, probably wondering what was happening on the battlefield, wondering how Joab and everybody else was doing. If he'd have been there, he would have known. But he looks across the way, and there's Bathsheba, interestingly, taking a bath. And we know the rest of the story. So there you go. You need to avoid it.